Hello YouTubers and Doctor Who fans to another Doctor Who DVD review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Web Planet. So if you want to skip to my thoughts and review on the story, please skip to this time said down below. So let's take a look at the front cover of the story. We can see William Hartnell right here looking kind of worried or anxious. We have the Zarbi creatures, two Zarbi creatures, one down below by there, and the Mentapra, which is another civilization on the planet Vortis, with it in the background. Here we have the side. Now we have the back. This story is written by Bill Stratton. For the blurb, a mysterious force pulls the TARDIS off course, stranding the Doctor, Ian, Barbara and Vicky on the planet world of Vortis. A fierce battle is raging between the moth-like Mentapra and the giant insects known as the Zarbi. But what is the dark secret that hides at the centre of the Zarbi's lair? For special features, we have the commentary with the main characters featured in the story, Tales of Islop, the original cast, and crew look at the back of the making of the story. Doctor Who Annual, the first ever Doctor Who Annual from 1965, is present in its entirety, Spanish soundtrack, and option to view episode 6 in Spanish, Give Us Show slides, and Saturn 1960s Doctor Who slides based on the Web Planet, photogrammetry, production subtitles, and digital master picture and sound quality. The cover is made by Clayton Hickman. The story was originally broadcasted on BBC One between the 13th of February to the 20th of March 1965, produced by Verity Lambert, directed by Richard Martin, and digitally-remastered black and white footage. It's a U for suitable for all, and 146 minutes approx. So here we have the innards with a different variety of artwork with the booklets and the DVD, which I do like that. I don't like it usually the same. So that just explains about the Web Planet. I'm not going to read it over because it's going to take too much time to render this video. The commentary with the characters featured in it and special features that I've just gone through, and it is a 6-parter. Now to the review part of the Web Planet. What do I think about the story? It's said to be one of the worst stories out of the entire Doctor Who era, and it's an absolute atrocious story. Now, do I agree? Is it an atrocious story? Absolutely. This story is absolutely atrocious in so many levels, and I'm gonna start with the positives first because I'll have to be nice. I do give it a positive. Part 1, I actually found it very engaging, a very mysterious feel, and yeah, Part 1 did kick off a very good story for the Web Planet. It had a very mysterious theme to it, so Part 1, very good. So Web Planet does get a little bit of a bonus mark, but not by too much, because the negatives of this story isn't great. So, firstly, we'll be talking about the camera angles. I've seen so many camera errors in it. Quite of a nightmare. I think it was even more than the Daleks' Master Plan. No, not the Daleks' Master Plan, the Dalek Invasion of Earth. There was so many errors in that, and I think I've seen maybe more in this one. I think I've written down on paper, but unfortunately I lost the paper. I don't know what I've done with it, so I can't really go over the errors that I've mentioned, but I do remember a couple on near the middle. I remember a lot of that seeing then, like the camera shaking a bit or the microphone sticking out the left hand corner, and it did that a lot, it did. And the Web Planet production values are really low in this story. That makes it another bummer. And of course the Zarbi themselves, the creatures, they make them too like a massive foe. Yeah, they do, but they're not. They make them too much of a foe, they do, if you know what I mean, but it doesn't work. They're not like a humongous foe. They are absolutely atrocious monsters, and I'm surprised that they have not returned. Well, they were going to return into a story called Twilight of the Gods, but that got cancelled in Patrick Troughton's era. But gladly they did not return, because I don't know how they would return, because it's just a crap monster they are, and I don't know how people would like these monsters. Of course, I hope I haven't offended anyone if you like these monsters. I really don't mind if you like the story at all, but this is, of course, my own opinions, and I think the story is not good at all. Now, with the plot, it's basic. It's very basic written. All it is really is two civilizations on the planet Vortis hating each other, the Mentapra, the crappy butterfly creatures, and the Zarbi, were the insects, and they have to find out what's in the centre of the Zarbi's lair, even though it's not really fantastic at all. A bit like the Evil the Daleks sort of thing. When they go into Skaro, that's the Emperor Dalek right there. It just tries to show off itself too much, this story, and it just fails to do that. Now, probably the biggest thing I hate about it is the costumes. The costumes is like, you can throw it at a kid's birthday party, especially the Mentabra. They are just crap. The costumes, their voices, their acting is not good. And this story, I could never watch it again. At some parts even made me laugh how bad it actually was. And that's never happened to a story before. Underworld's one of my least favourite stories of all time, but I didn't laugh at that. I was just completely didn't want to watch it. But the Web Planet, it was so atrocious. I actually laughed at how atrocious it really was. And the butterfly creatures, I like to call them, that's what I laughed at, how bad they were. But I would say the scenery was good in some places. Gave a little bit of alien type style to it, but background effect, they're alright, but nothing fantastic. So if I would rate the Web Planet, it would have to be a 2 out of 10. So that is crap. A crap story, and I would definitely not recommend you pick this story up because you just don't want to watch it. Part 1 is good, but if you like part 1, then you won't like the other parts. Trust me. Part 1's probably the best part about this, but the main characters do a very good effort. So thank you very much for watching the review on The Stinking Planet. My next review will be on The Daemons, which is definitely a much more positive video rather than a negative video on the crap planet. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next review of The Daemons.